I love it. And so the second part of that is, how does someone become a threat hunter?
I'll give you my experience. I started in the military as a network administrator with Cisco switches and routers. The puzzle that brought to my attention was I was very compelled to it, I guess, because I was like, how do I make these things talk? First of all, that's my job because, if we can't communicate in the military, bad things are going to happen. So I was like, trying to figure out all these things. And then I went from there to a security analyst role where I had to switch my set of thinking then. So instead of is it working, it was now is it working securely or as it's intended to. And I spent about 5 years in a SOC. So that was a lot of getting used to what alerts and detections look like. It was reactive, but I also got into detection engineering while I was there. So I was now looking at event logs. I was now looking at the pieces that build a detection. So then I got sucked into, I'm sure everyone, or if you haven't heard of it, it's called Microsoft Sysmon. It comes from Microsoft Sysinternals. It's just Windows EDR logging, which is very, very powerful. But I found a piece of, or an article written by the JP Cert, where all they did was they took regular living off the land binaries or like command and PowerShell, things that come with your operating system. They took those things and just ran it, not maliciously. And then they showed what event logs were created. And I was like, whoa, like this is basically just a guide to say, here's the event logs that we need to look for all these things. And then you start tacking on the things to tune the alert detection. But I just got so curious with that. And I built my own malware lab at home. I had Elastic. I started just detonating malware and seeing its behaviors, what it would do. Just having a lot of fun with it. But that's how I got into Cyborg, was I was just talking about my passion, right? I was like, hey, I want to do these things. They're like, we have our own malware lab. I was like, I bet it's better than mine. It is. But just being curious and looking for ways to capture that activity is really how I got here. Now, when it comes to everyone else, I can't paint the picture of the perfect threat hunter, but it would definitely have to be a solid foundation of network and security knowledge. Definitely processes, like knowing how different processes work, like why if you open up Word, from the desktop, Explorer.exe is going to be a parent process, right? But knowing this parent-child relationship and what's normal and what's not, that would really help. The biggest thing I would say is be curious and be passionate. Don't be afraid to be wrong. I've spent many hours researching stuff just to find out that what I was researching can't be done, simply because my hypothesis was bad. But prepare to fail as a threat hunter, I guess. But no, it never hurts to be a SOC analyst, but that's not the only path to be a threat hunter. Really just, I guess, what I said already.